All right, welcome for another exciting episode. So in this episode, what we're going to cover is how to easily install a backup system on your WordPress website, because that's very important to have a backup in case anything goes wrong, someone made a mistake, deleted some post, or even if your server goes down or crash or anything like that, you do need to have some sort of a backup that you can recover from. So that's very important. So one tool I like to use for this is called Updraft. So very easy to install. So we're going to go to plugin, add new. We're going to type in Updraft like this, enter. And then this is called Updraft plus WordPress backup plugin. So we're going to install it. And you see lots of active installation, lots of great reviews. So it's very very busy plugin, and I like that from plugins when they're very active, because it means they get a lot of attention. So if there's any problem, they get fixed very quick. So now that it's installed, you can go to settings and Updraft plus backup, and you will see. I'm just going to dismiss that. So first thing, what you can do is do a backup right away if you want to. So you can launch a backup, and you can back up everything you want here, which is essentially the database, the file backup, and then a database. The files and database. You got to understand there's two things you want to back up in WordPress. So there's a database, which is what contains all the posts, the pages, and all the content you're writing into WordPress. And the files are more all the plugins, all the images you have uploaded, or anything that is an actual file so that you want. So you do want to back up both. So we'll back up now in this case. And as you can see, it's going to create multiple zip files. So we're going to have a zip file for the database, and then we're going to have 4 different other things. So as you can see right there, there's a database file. So essentially, Updraft separates it into different files as opposed to be one big file, so that you can really download what you want or restore what you want if you want to restore in the future. So you see, if I click here, I'll be able to get a download of the database, the plugins, the theme and upload. So if I click on this thing, it's going to request a backup, and I can download it to my local computer. Same thing for the plugin here. If I click here, as you can see. Now, if you want, you can also restore. So that's going to restore the version of your website as you back it up. So you can click restore, and you can select what you want to restore for this. So you can restore everything if you want to. I'm not going to restore right now, but actually I'm going to restore. I'll show you the process. So it's very easy. As you can see, it's going to go through a bunch of processes, and whenever it's finished, you'll back up, and you'll be where you were at with your plugin before you did the backup, essentially. All right. So the next thing you want to do is you want to schedule those backups. So you want them to be done automatically. So you go to settings, and this is where you can choose the file backup schedule and the database backup schedule. So for the file backup schedule, honestly, I recommend to do it weekly, because files usually do not change a lot unless you have a lot of images that are added to your WordPress website. You could do probably daily, but I really recommend doing weekly. And you can keep up, I would say keep for a month worth, so 4. And then for the database, I would say do every daily, and then keep 30 days, so a month. If you have a very active website, like an e-commerce website, I do recommend you do hourly. So if you have a lot of transaction, because if you have to go back, it's going to be very incremental and very easy to find the exact spot where you want to restore. So that's really when you get a busy site, you can do every hour. That's a bit intense though, because every hour it's going to do a backup. So you want to make sure you're on a proper hosting package, so that it can handle this when your site has a lot of traffic at the same time, because this will run in the background essentially. So I'm going to do every daily like this, and I'm going to save here at the bottom. Also, the great thing about this setup, I'm going to show you, is that you can select a remote storage. So it's really important to not store your backup on your web server. And the reason for that is if something goes wrong with your web server, well, you will lose everything. So it's always better to back it up somewhere else. So here you have a bunch of options. So remote, so Dropbox, Microsoft Azure, S3, Google Drive, FTP. FTP means to another server. Honestly, what I would recommend is either Dropbox or S3. S3 is a bit more advanced in the setup. So Dropbox might be your easiest option if you have a good Dropbox account. Now you gotta factor in that this will increase your usage of Dropbox, so you might want to make sure you have a proper large account for Dropbox. So I'm going to select Dropbox here, and I'm going to click Save, and it's going to bring me to here, this link, so I can authorize my account. So you need to authorize your Dropbox account for Updraft to work. So I'm going to click Allow. Perfect, and I'm going to click the complete setup. So it's going to bring me back to my site. I have to log in again. And we're good. So basically it tells me I have 9% usage on my account, etc. But essentially this is now going to be backed up into my Dropbox account. So if I click backup now and send this back up to remote storage, I'm going to click backup now. So it's going to be essentially do the same thing as it does at the beginning, but this time it's going to send it to Dropbox. So we'll see. So it's uploading, as you can see. So it's uploading multiple files right now. This is now completed. So it will be uploaded to Dropbox, and you see that little icon, it means it's been added to Dropbox. So if you go to Dropbox and app, like here, you will see these are the backups that are been added right now to my Dropbox account. So that's great. So all my backup is very secure. So I highly recommend you guys set that up. Very important to have a backup, plan in place. All right. Thank you so much.